I like pause, wait for the video to start. I'm not sure if it started yet. Just keep smiling. It's like a old prom picture.
The German is here, everyone.
Hello, kitty. Shoo. Hello, Shoo.
That's good, yeah?
Hello. Wow, everybody came on at the same time. So exciting. Oh, now Facebook's giving me other options. Sure, just keep sharing everything. I don't know. So, everybody, tonight, let me tell you, I don't know if you saw my video, but I read this book to my kids, and I was like, oh, I could just read the book and not show them the kids, right? The kids were having so much fun because they were like, their voices were in the video. I was like, oh, this is the best. I'm going to have to do that again. It was so cute. Anyway, so yes, about the belly buttons. It's a book about belly buttons. We need books about belly buttons. You know, super sweet. So, happy Sunday. Right? Something. Woo! Kristen looks like she's literally drinking vodka by the bottle. That's what it looks like.
That's what's happening.
I think it's also the way she's drinking it. She's like, go. Full tilt back. Oh boy. Hey, Judy Beans.
Mixtures, promise, free from stuff.
Free from all the stuff. There's some liquid in it.
Free from, it's a long list. I'm not going to read the
long
list.
from stuff. All right. So, listen.
Yes.
No, please do.
I was
Say it out loud.
Billy, please. I was not
We'll
here
meditate to it.
last week,
Take a picture.
so I'm hoping that gave you extra time to answer the simple questions from the homework from the previous week. Notice everybody's laughing right away. They're like, we didn't do the homework.
I was laughing at the bottle.
Yeah, I know. Well, they're just how they are.
Stole
So
the
let's
show.
go over the questions. Billy, shushish, okay, please. Let's go over the
There was
questions.
homework?
Not funny.
No, I was actually serious. I went looking for it. I couldn't find it.
Yes, well, it's because it's from September 12th, so we're at the 20th now, something like that. All right, so the homework for week 19, which was 2 weeks ago, was when in the past has part of your identity been challenged? And we use Carrie's example, i.e. an injury affecting your ability to play a sport. So when in the past has your... If I could read, this would be better. Apparently words are eluding me, even though I created them. When in the past has part of your identity been challenged? Okay, so Carrie already went through that. Does anybody that did the homework or is able to quickly respond would like to share? Please don't all fight over this.
I have too many. I have way too many.
Okay, well you said about the tech already.
Which dictionary would you like?
You did about your identity. Actually, you did tell us your answer, so we're going to let you pass. Jeannie, do you have anything? No, doesn't want to talk. That's fine. Okay. Anybody else?
My identity as a wife was challenged 6 years ago.
That's a really good one. Yeah.
Yep.
Ian passed away. So
Wife and a significant other.
So let's go into the next question for that, maybe. And this is not going to sound correct at all for you, Kristen, in this question, but it's like, when were you able to reverse the loss?
You would get that pass.
Right.
You would get that pass.
So, obviously you can't reverse the loss, but are you able to reverse the feeling of the loss of identity? I mean, you still identify as his wife.
I just figure out how to... No, I just figure out how to move forward. It's not the same thing, because you don't really... In this instance, because I'm sure it's not true in every instance,
yeah.
But in this instance, you can't erase the loss, as you said, but you also can't... You can only go forward. Like, there's no... I can't, like, not be a wife.
You're still his wife.
I mean, obviously, I'm not a wife, but... Right.
Okay.
And there's really no way... The grief doesn't ever end. It just gets manageable.
Right.
That's not just losing a husband. That's like any loss. Like, I had that with my dad. And I'm sure anybody here has lost someone where you just figure out how to manage.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. I'm going to go into the next part. When you did your mind map, what area of your life showed up as a so-called surprise on the mind map? Something you didn't expect. Like for me, when I wrote teaching, my thing that came off of that, my little twig, said something like the word failing or something. I'm like, what the hell? Where did that come from? So did you have any surprises on your mind map that was like, I didn't know that was there? Could have been good, bad, or whatever. Just a surprise. Something you weren't sure. Billy's holding his tongue. All right, everybody else is silent.
Talk, it's fine.
You're allowed to talk, you just can't talk the whole time. All right, no surprises? Fine. Did everybody do the mind map? I love these people. They are the best students, I swear. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna move on then. All right, well, that kind of goes with the next one, though. Do a separate mind map for only the category to see how you can reverse that role. Okay, so if you didn't do that mind map, guess what you have to finish up? And that's not part of this week's homework, but you have to do that. Yes, Jeannie Beans, are you hearing me, or are you just praising God? All right, got it. High five, yeah, raise the roof.
Raising the roof.
Raise the roof. This is a really, really important question. Can people change? Hey, Katie. What do you think? Can people change?
Yes. Sometimes.
Carrie's going, doubtful. All right, so to what degree can a person change? And this is a very serious question, because I've actually had so-called spiritual people tell me that people don't change. Sounds pretty doubtful to me. I think people change. They can change.
It has to be a change you want to affect on yourself.
Be purposeful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think. But I also think
John.
that events can change people.
All right.
Life events can change.
Oh, in that sense.
So this is a really good lead-in question, and maybe we'll continue with this. I'm not sure when I write the homework, but probably end up being like, what helps people change? And this is something really good to explore, because you might know people in your life that have surprised you, like I said, good, bad, whatever. And in order to believe that they're going to change, you have to see certain aspects of them, right? You have to see certain qualities that are available to them. You have to see certain things. So change is a big, big topic when we discuss the self, in psychological reasoning, and also in spiritual reasoning. Can't say it, that's fine. So change is really, really vital. We talk about it all the time, and how things are changing constantly for us right now. But in spiritual growth, change is very important. And if we believe that at the core somebody can change, people can change, what motivates a change? So I'm going to make sure I write that down. Okay. Which kind of goes into, well, why do you give homework during meditations, right? Why do we do this? Why do I make sure that we check in and have those little, like, yes, I did that. Okay, no, I didn't do that. Well, guess what? You're going to finish up on it, because it's really important. I make sure that I do my own homework too, so that's why I post it. Even the drawings and the chakra coloring and stuff like that, while it may seem small, I know that every time I do it, I make sure I review another part about a chakra or something like that, or it's just giving something that type of intention. It really does work. So super important. Change. Okay. Now, when we're talking about self, this is a little bit more psychology based, but it all goes into the culmination that we will get to with the ego. So if you've ever taken any psych course, even Psych 101, I don't remember when we did this. It must have been eons ago. But self has to lead into some part of self-esteem versus self-worth, right? So part of what we're going to discuss is self-esteem. Are we laughing or quacking? What was that? Versus self-worth. I think Billy is quacking. So my very, very brilliant people over here, I think I know who's going to answer this question. Carrie, anybody know, like, the main difference between self-esteem versus self-worth? Because there is a difference. We're going to go over right now. If you don't feel like answering, I'll tell you anyway. How's that? Okay, you don't have to answer. So self-esteem is basically externally factored. So this is a big deal because, for example, Billy is a Steadicam operator. His feedback from somebody else, say they're like, oh, you are the best Steadicam operator ever, is going to feed. He's going, no, they don't say that. That's not good. Stop it. It's going to feed the appreciation that he has for this this task, this ability that he has, right? So, but if they say something other than that, and that's not so happy, right? It's going to depreciate for him and his, oh, see, my meditation just has his own life going on. Stop that. Stop that right now. So the other way, it will start to crush his self-esteem in that aspect because it's externally based. And it will make him think that perhaps I am not good at this and my ability is not that great. Now, self-worth. Let's take a guess. Why so different? I like the hands, thank you.
Internal.
What's that?
Internal.
Yeah, it's really internally based, and it has a lot to do with your grander scheme of things. You know, you can still have a very strong self-worth even if your self-esteem is low. And that's how I've kind of always felt in my life. Like I never went for my and I'll probably mention this again because it's going to end up being a question, but I never pursued acting any further than college because I knew that I wouldn't be able to handle the rejection. Isn't that horrible? But it's true. I knew that I just wouldn't be able to go and get rejected and still be okay. Even though I knew that, yes, I had talent. Yes, I had high self-worth. Like, I understand that I'm really worthy of things. But for me, I also knew myself, and that's part of my thing that I have to handle. So really, really important to know the difference because it's going to show you where it's affecting you and how it could be stopping you or not stopping you. We're laughing because Jeannie is doing some yoga while we're watching. It's great. So this is going to lead us to another type of question, right? Jeannie, we love it. Keep going, please. Really part of a community when you start seeing your feet up in Zoom. It's all good. It's great. Hey, Jen. Hey, Craig. So self-esteem versus self-worth. So that's going to go into the next part of homework. But these questions are for self-reflection because it shows you where, you know, we did the chakras and we talked about the blockages of each chakra and how it could affect the following chakra and things like that. These self-reflection questions are to show you where you're being affected in a different way, right? And even though they go together, it's just a different way of saying it. So I just told you mine with the acting stuff. And self-worth, again, more extrinsic. So you're going to really see how things have shifted maybe when you do things like this. And it also might help you when you praise somebody or don't praise them, right? Kara's going, yeah. Or how you, how do I say it? How damaging things can be. So like what you say and what you don't say have equal value a lot of times. And, you know, Carrie and I joke around all the time about praise specific actions, right? And believe it or not, that builds into self-esteem and stuff like that too. But the most important stuff, I feel, is the self-worth. Because that will end up regulating some of the self-esteem things that you might not want to do because you feel crummy about it, and you still might do it anyway because you know that you have value. So both very, very important and very important to understand how it's motivating you throughout your life. Which, by the way, they go hand in hand with change. So if you can see that you have this difficulty, for example, like with my acting stuff, I always had that difficulty, get horrible, horrible stage fright. But because I wanted it so badly, I would force myself to go for these horrible auditions where I'd be so nauseous and shaking and blah, blah, blah. And I would force myself to go do it because I knew it was something that was really important to me. So it's all about those scales going on internally and how to do that and how to get motivated. So, where are we, guys? So, let's see. If you didn't do anything with your mind map, like raise your hand on my Zoom, people. Did you do your mind map? Can you raise a foot? Her head just bopped up. Jeannie, I'm going to call you and we're going to do the mind map together. That's fine. She's so cute. I can't take it. So, the other thing, let's just reflect a little bit for the week. So, anybody have, what's that?
How do you do the mind map?
You gotta go 3 weeks ago, and I actually explain it on Facebook Live.
She does a demo.
I wasn't here.
I know, you gotta go on Facebook Live and watch it.
It's all about me.
No, it's not all about you, it's all about us.
I'll find it. I'll figure it out.
You can find it.
I'll figure it out.
Okay. Hey, Liz. So the other question I just wanted to go over quickly, because we went over our type of homework, but anybody have weird dreams this week? Any noticing of this? A little more activity in that subconscious going on? Maybe it's the conscious collective, raising our awareness of stuff, and maybe it's super stressful times and we're all just feeling it at the same time. Either way, what do you do with that is a great question. So if you're waking up and you're remembering anything, it's a perfect time to either jot it down or text a friend who has their phone on silent in the middle of the night and be like, "Gah, la, la, la," or voice text, because that's more fun. What, Kristen? You're welcome to do that for me. I haven't.
You can just say my name that I do that. It's fine.
I actually was not thinking of you at all. That's fine. Jen's saying, yes, crazy dreams. Okay, so, and crazy usually means that they're not perfectly great. They're usually a little whacked out. So in Chinese medicine, we would say it's the liver yang rising, and that's why, blah, blah. But if it's a collective thing happening, it's probably not just your liver yang rising. It's because everybody's feeling the same type of stuff. So as we go through a seasonal change, which, by the way, went so fast, normally we get what would be called probably a bad thing to say, but an Indian summer. And we didn't really get... What's that?
We still have time for that.
We do still have time for that, but usually we get it... You're breaking up, but usually we get it in the beginning of September too, and suddenly we got I'm wearing pajamas right now, I'm cold.
You're saying that's the fires out west. I'm not sure if I believe it, but it's going up into the atmosphere.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
The almanac said in 2 weeks, Indian summer.
Oh, yeah?
And we're supposed to go into the 80s the end of this week.
All right. So maybe I spoke too soon. We'll see what happens. But anyway, the change right now has been pretty big, right? We went from 80s, 90s to 60s and 70s. So even if we do go back up, that's not only going to mess up with your allergies and your sinuses, and everybody's going to question if they have COVID, right? It's also going to shift your inner stuff anyway. It basically stirs the pot without you asking for that to happen. So this is really the time to do more grounding, to get back to your feet, get back to drums. What else do we do when we need to ground, guys? We got to slow down, right? So how do we do that? I have to make facial expressions until they answer. Go outside. Do we go outside and play jump rope?